towards that, Your Honor, please. Unfortunately, we were not party to the preparation of these
No, but this was
documents.
submitted
Yes, Your Honor.
as evidence, right?
Yes, Your
Correct.
Honor, please. Yes, Your Honor, please. That's why this
Pero-
witness is more than competent to answer that. But the main point of the prosecution, Your Honor, please, they already filed and complied with these requirements and addressed these defects, if you may, by filing a February 10, 2025 affidavit investigation. That's why, if you have observed our good Senator Judge, we have been objecting as to the relevance of this. Exactly because what is in contention now is the latest affidavit of investigation that is now pending before the DOJ, Your Honor, please.
All right. And just a quick manifestation to the NBI. Mr. Witness, next time po pag nagsampa ho kayo ng kaso, make sure, kaya nga I was asking you kanina, I already have this feeling something is wrong dahil sobrang tagal na sa DOJ ng kaso ninyo. There's something wrong with the case. Siguro po, next time, make sure na yung kaso isasampa ninyo is airtight. Tama po. Kasi madidismiss yan. Yung mga kaso na medyo hindi po tight talaga ang kaso. Ano po?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sayang naman yung inyong pinaghirapan. Doon, ang dami natin nakita. Totoo po lang na nagmura ang vice-presidente, nagbanta ang vice-presidente. Sa ngayon naman po ako, nakita ko naman po yun. Pero pagdating po yan, usually pag sa technicalities tayo nagkakaproblema. Don't forget that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Quick manifestation.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Noted, Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo. Senator Judge Alan Cayetano, you have 2 minutes, sir.
Less than 2 minutes, quick clarification lang. So January 30, yung unang affidavit of investigation.
Yes,
Tama?
sir.
January 30, tapos February 5, yun yung sagot ng DOJ na may 7 notes.
Yes, Your Honor.
At February 5, yun din ang filing nung impeachment complaint against against Vice President Sara Duterte. And then, which you said wala ka knowledge doon. I'm just looking at the dates. Then February 10, yung revised na dun sa mga ang ginamit ng DOJ word insufficiency, yung 1 to 7 na punuan, no? Or whatever the term is. So, ang sagot ng witness, sir, sagot mo yung February 3, baka attachment lang kasi nung una yon.
Yes, sir, I think so. Sir.
Pero hindi siya pwedeng attachment nung una kasi January 30 sinubmit yun eh. So, hindi ka naman pwede mag-submit ng January 30 na attachment mo February 3. So, you went 3 days into or 4 days into the future kasi may 31 yung January.
Well, sir, siguro ang makakasagot po niyan si Agent Calilong, sir, since siya ang signatory doon.
I don't think you can answer it. Point ko lang, hindi logical na it was an attachment sa January 30 because wala pang February 3 nun eh. So hindi pwedeng post-dated affidavit. Second question lang, sa parehong investigative affidavit of investigation na sinubmit, walang input doon ang PSG, ISAF, PSC, ISAF, CIDG. So kayo lang yon.
A statement, Your Honor, yung in-attach po namin.
Yes. So what I meant is that questions kanina nung many here, including the Senate President, Win Gatchalian, na did you consult the investigation ng PSC, etc. So nung final nyo to, walang input directly or indirectly ang Presidential Security Command, ang ISAF, ang PNP, CIDG, and anyone else, the National Security Council. So purely NBI to.
No personal knowledge kung merong correspondence ng ibang agency with the director.
Sorry, hindi kayo pwedeng walang personal knowledge kasi ikaw nag-file eh. Ikaw nakapirma dun sa affidavit. So you would know whether dun sa affidavit na yon they had input or not. No
Yes,
one
Your
else
Honor.
could know because you're the one who signed it.
Yes, Your Honor. Insofar as the Cybercrime Division is concerned, kami po yun yung gumawa
Yes.
noon.
So the answer is they had no input.
Hindi ko alam kung... well, insofar as the affidavit is concerned, amin po yun, Your Honor. Now, kung correspondence between other agencies and the NBI, hindi ko na po alam kung may usapan
Okay.
yung
Thank you.
director
Thank you,
at saka ibang
Mr. Presiding Officer. Thank you.
Po.
Thank you, Senator Judge Cayetano. Senator Judge Ontiveros. Thereafter, Senator Judge Ejercito. Am I correct, JV? Senator Judge Ontiveros is recognized. You may proceed. You have 2 minutes, ma'am.
Salamat po. Mr. Presiding Officer, less than 2 minutes din po. Attorney Lotok, sa gitna nung DOJ certification dated February 5, 2025 at yung pag-submit nyo ng kumpletong affidavit of investigation na tinanggap na ng DOJ, may nagbago po ba sa di umanong sinabi ng Vice Presidente?
Wala po, Your Honor.
Wala. At sa gitna ng DOJ certification dated February 5, 2025 at yung pag-submit nyo ng kumpletong affidavit of investigation na tinanggap na ng DOJ, may nagbago po ba sa rekomendasyon ng NBI?
Wala po, Your Honor.
Salamat po, Attorney Lotok. Salamat po, Mr.
Thank you,
Presiding
Senator
Officer.
Judge Ontiveros. Senator Judge Ejercito, you may proceed, sir. When you're ready, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Attorney Lotok, may
Opo, Your Honor.
dagdag clarification lang. The DOJ pointed out in its certification, yung pong pinakita kanina, noong February 5, 2025, that the NBI is not the proper offended party to file a complaint for grave threats and referred its initial referral for case build-up. As a result of the referral for case build-up by the DOJ, did the NBI later submit affidavits or statements from the offended parties, namely si Presidente Marcos, First Lady, at si former Speaker Martin Romualdez?
Hindi na po, Your Honor. Nung sinabit ho namin yung aming referral, yun po yung last phase ng investigation. And I think yung prosecutor na ho mag-i-issue ng summons sa mga parties involved. Ang purpose lang ho namin to comply with the requirements of preliminary investigation po.
But earlier sa inyo pong statement, sinabi nyo na ang isa sa mga factors no sa pag-evaluate ng threat, if it is really serious, is through determination of the relationship no between the parties. Sinabi nyo po yun kanina.
Yes po, Your Honor.
So did you try at least to get the statements of the President, the First Lady, or the House of the Speaker of the House, former Speaker?
Ang pinagbasihan po namin, Your Honor, yung official statement nila dun sa website ng Presidential Communications Office, and then yung public statement ng former Speaker during the plenary session on November 25, 2024, sir.
So that was the basis yung pong nasa PCO website. So you did not bother to get the statements from the offended parties?
I think nung nakita ko namin yung video na nag-issue ng statement yung presidente, na-establish namin yung requirement kung ano yung treatment ng presidente nung marinig niya yung utterances ng vice presidente. So, nung nakita namin yon na may reaksyon, ang sabi nga niya is nakakabahala. Based sa aming primary jurisdiction, nag-start to kami ng investigation, sir.
Kanina rin, tinanong ko yung tungkol doon sa revised affidavit of investigation, no? Which you submitted after the DOJ referred to the case for case build-up in its certification doon nga sa February 5, 2025. You mentioned that is just a compliance on the part of the NBI.
Your Honor, ito ho yung part ng evaluation at saka case build-up process. Pag nakita ho ng prosecutor na may kulang pang mga attachment para ho mabuo, maging pulido yung kaso, nagbibigay ho sila ng mga requirement. O NBI, kulang ka nito, i-comply mo to para maidakit natin sa preliminary investigation.
So normal lang po yun, no? Sa investigation agency na magsabit ng additional evidence or revise the affidavits after the case is referred back by the DOJ for case build-up.
As part po ng evaluation at case build-up process, nagtutulungan ho dyan, Your Honor, yung prosecutor and then yung investigator base doon sa requirement ng DC-15, Your Honor.
You mentioned that, last point, Mr. Presiding Officer, you mentioned that the case before the DOJ is still ongoing.
Yes po.
So as of today, Attorney Lotok, there is still no determination by the DOJ if the case referred by the NBI should be filed in court because there is prima facie evidence of reasonable certainty of conviction.
Well, Your Honor, wala pa po kaming nare-receive na any updates from the Department of Justice. Ang alam po namin is nasa PI pa ho siya, preliminary investigation process, Your Honor.
Thank you, Attorney Lotok. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you po, Your Honor.
Noted and entered into the records. Attorney Binluan, you may continue with your cross.
Your Honor, I believe that there's a hanging question. Insofar as the NBI is concerned, what docket number did they follow? 00048 or
What's the response
0049?
of the witness if he knows?
Your Honor, I don't have the complete affidavit. So I cannot confirm, sir.
So you do not know what NPS docket number the NBI is using whenever it files subsequent pleadings to the NBI regarding to the DOJ regarding this case.
Definitely there is that IDF, there is that NPS. Hindi ko lang po, Your Honor, ma-ensure kung anong NPS number po yon
Ang ginagamit ninyo.
ang ginamit. Pero nandoon po yon, Your Honor, naka-attach po yon sa affidavit of investigation.
Proceed, counsel.
So you cannot confirm which between the two. You
As at the moment, hindi ko po hawak yung...
Yeah, but what if we show you, as I said, what if we show you the certification dated February, two certification, can you be guided?
Ask an answer, Your Honor.
Counsel, he already
what's-
looked at the
what's the
documents earlier before the senator judges intervened, and he couldn't. With Mr. Witness, Mr. Attorney Lotok, what document did you peruse earlier? The annex to the impeachment complaint, right?
Next to the...
That was the document shown to you by counsel for the respondent earlier.
yes, Your Honor.
Upon your perusal of that document, can you say what the NPS docket number is that NBI uses?
Your Honor, isa lang ho ang nandito na IDF. So isa lang yun nandito, Your Honor. Hindi ko ho makita yung isa pa. Ang nandito na naka-attach na IDF is yung 11 February 2025. So kung ito ho ang tinutukoy, ang nakasulat ho rito na NPS docket number 16-INV-25C-00048, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the certifications, the two certification also has docket numbers. Can we just ask him to peruse this so that he can make up his mind which of the two docket numbers they followed?
Then confront him with the document, counsel.
Your Honor, we are showing-
What is your co-counsel showing him?
We are showing the document February 5 and February 14, which as I mentioned, contains 0049 as the ending docket number. Maybe just know, Your Honor, if that was the docket number that was followed by the NBI following the filing.
Counsel,
I have-
counsel, before you answer, Attorney Loto, counsel, the first form, can you bring it up again? That's not an investigation form, right? That's a DOJ form.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, this is a receiving copy, Your Honor, because all of these were subpoenaed again from the NBI but not from the DOJ. So latest certification that you received from the DOJ.
Your Honor, yung nandito na pinapakita sa akin is yung certification from the DOJ 05 February 2025 and investigation data form dated February 11, 2025.
So which is which, Attorney Lotok? Is it 00049 or 48? The earlier one or the late?
I have here the second the second certification from the DOJ which says sufficient for conduct of preliminary investigation, reference number 16 -eval-inv-25A-00049, sir.
So the 49 is the latest one and is thus valid. Is
Yeah,
that
I
what you're
believe so.
saying?
Ito yung may sufficient for
All right. Okay. Now, let me direct your attention to the subpoena issued against the Vice President on April 29, 2025. This is the subpoena. And the issue is that the docket number is 0048. In other words, the VP Sara was made to answer to the earlier case that was docketed as such. Do you confirm this? You were part of this, correct? As the complainant.
Your Honor, can I object now, Your Honor, please? If I may, Your Honor, please.
What's the objection?
If I may, I will explain. Your Honor, I would like to object, Your Honor, please. This witness is incompetent because he is now being confronted with docket numbers supplied by agencies other than him.
If he knows, Your Honor,
That's
he was
exactly-
the complainant. Your Honor, he
Counsel-
was the supervising agent. It
Counsel,
says there
this is a
complainant.
DOJ document. Objection is sustained. Witness is not competent to answer these questions. You can call your witness to testify as to these documents belonging to the DOJ. Kindly move on, counsel. We've been at this for quite some
I'll
time.
move on. My next question is, the NBI's own evaluation is merely recommendatory in nature, correct?
yes, Your Honor, recommendation.
Okay. It is not binding upon the DOJ, correct?
The DOJ will assess, Your Honor, and evaluate.
All right.
the
But it's not
recommendation.
binding upon the DOJ.
No,
Kindly
the-
answer the question,
All right.
Attorney Lotok. You're a lawyer. You know the answer to this question.
yes, sir.
It's not binding upon the courts, correct?
If the DOJ
Your
report,
recommendation, it's not binding upon the courts, correct?
yes, Your Honor.
So in Filipino, para maintindihan ng lahat, kahit sabihin ng NBI,
Ask and answered, Your Honor. Ask and answered. He's
Kahit
just
sabihin ng
translating
NBI na
into
may grave-
objection.
the
He's just translating
the question
into,
is not yet-
but the same question.
all right, kahit sabihin ng NBI na may grave threats or inciting to sedition, it is not binding upon the DOJ, correct?
Ask and answered.
The question earlier was with respect to the courts.
Correct, Your Honor.
Insofar as the DOJ is concerned, Mr. Witness.
Insofar as the DOJ is concerned, the DOJ will evaluate and pag kulang pa ho yung mga
The
requirement,
question is are your findings binding on the DOJ?
not necessary, Your Honor.
So no.
No. All right. So in other words, rekomendasyon lang ang kayang ibigay ng NBI, correct?
Ask and answered.
Asked and answered,
all right.
counsel.
In fact, you attended hearings before the House Committee on Justice in April of this year, correct?
I think so. Nag-appear ako.
You
Hindi ko lang
appeared,
sigurado
okay.
kung anong date yun.
Okay.
Your Honor, I would like to object to this, Your Honor, please. Your Honor, this
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
No, wait.
Can I move on
He's
to a
being
new point?
confronted
Counsel,
with.
kindly wait for the
Your Honor,
counsel.
this
for
is
the
highly
prosecutor.
improper. This could fly if this is a committee of justice hearing, but this, with all due respect, is still a court of law. You cannot present clippings like that and confront the witness with that. That's not proper. You should be presenting documents. You cannot do props. Your Honor, please, this is highly irregular. Ask questions. Elicit facts from this witness. Don't use props.
Can I get a ruling on that, Your Honor? Because this
Counsel
is for the purpose of...
is not yet
Correct.
asking any question. He's just laying the basis by asking if he attended previous hearings in the House to test the credibility, perhaps to elicit either contradictory statements or confirmatory statements. Counsel, please proceed.
And one of the committee members there, I think it was Representative Sendanya, even asked for the elements of inciting to sedition. Do you recall that?
I think so, sir.
He also asked for the elements of grave threats, correct?
Yeah, if I remember it right, wala akong, hindi ho ako ang tinanong yata.
All right.
sir.
It was another person, but also from
Yeah.
the NBI, correct?
I think so, sir.
All right. And the NBI explained the elements of these felonies during that hearing, correct?
Hindi ho ako ang nag-explain noon.
But
sir.
another person from the NBI did, and you were present, correct?
I think so, sir.
In fact, Representative Luistro even asked that the salient portions of your affidavit of investigation be flashed on the screen during that hearing, correct? If you can recall.
Siguro, Your Honor, pero di ko maalala.
You're not sure. Okay, that's okay. And when asked whether VP Sara's acts constituted grave threats and inciting to sedition, the NBI answered in the affirmative, correct?
Yeah, I think so, sir.
Okay. Now, my next question is very simple. Did the NBI at any point in that hearing clarify with the House Committee on Justice and the Filipino people watching then that its own evaluation is not binding upon the DOJ? Did you clarify?
I don't think wala akong tanong na ganon sa amin, sir.
So you were not able to clarify that, correct?
Wala ako kasing tanong.
Okay.
Anong ika-clarify ko,
Okay.
sir?
So you were not given an opportunity to clarify
Ask
that
an
your
answer.
own evaluation, this is a different question. Wait for the question. That is not binding upon the courts. So was there an opportunity for you to explain that it was not binding upon the courts?
Wala akong question doon
All
sa
right.
amin, sir.
So in other words, there was no opportunity in that hearing to clarify that your evaluation was mere recommendatory.
Ask and answer, Your Honor, please. 4 times over.
No, the first
Same
question was
point.
binding upon the DOJ. The next question is binding upon the courts. The next question is the nature of the recommendation. Did you clarify at any point in that hearing that your recommendation was merely recommendatory?
The question was, did they clarify or not? Answer kindly, Attorney Latok.
Wala pong question sa amin na ganon, sir. So, wala akong kaming na-clarify doon.
Very well. Let's do that now. For the benefit of this honorable court and the Filipino people watching, when the NBI evaluated VP Sara's acts to be grave threats or inciting to sedition, is that binding upon the DOJ?
Your Honor, ask and answered. This is now the
Counsel-
third cycle.
Already asked and answered several times.
I'll move on, Your Honor. Will you agree with me that according to our laws, the authority to determine guilt or innocence of a person lies with the courts,
Yes, sir.
not with the DOJ,
Yes, sir.
not with the NBI?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor,
Sir-
I will now object now, Your Honor, please.
Your Honor,
if I
he's
may explain,
competent
Your Honor,
enough to answer. Your Honor, he already
may
answered.
Counsel, kindly settle down. I know it's late and I know both parties are
Can
tired.
I-
Kindly wait for the chair to recognize you before speaking.
If I may be recognized, Your Honor,
Yes,
please. I am
Attorney
now
Ligutan.
objecting on the ground of relevance of this series of questions. The defense might forget that we are an impeachment court. Okay? And whatever the DOJ may rule on, whatever the court may rule on, the same complaints filed by the NBI against the Vice President, it has no bearing to these impeachment complaints. What I'm saying is, the issues in this case, the question is, did the Vice President betray public trusts? When she declared before the public that she already contracted a
Your Honor,
person-
objection,
Wait,
I'm on
wait, wait,
cross,
wait,
Your
wait.
Honor.
I'm
This is
yet
not the
done.
proper venue for
I
any
was-
manifestation on the part of the
Let the
prosecution.
counsel finish. What? Kindly state your objection, counsel.
Relevance, exactly, Your Honor, please. As to what the court will do, as to what the DOJ will do on the complaints filed by the DOJ, by the NBI, they have nothing to do with the issue in this case. The question is whether the Vice President betrayed public trust by contracting an assassin to kill the President, the Vice President, to kill the President, the First Lady, and the former
Objection
Speaker
again,
House.
Your Honor. It's not the
Irrelevance, Your Honor,
proper-
please. Irrelevance.
Counsel, you know what you're doing as well. So kindly limit it to your objection.
Irrelevance, Your Honor, please.
Counsel for the respondent, the court gets it. Okay, you don't have to spend that much time on this matter. The court gets it, and I think the senator judges are well aware of the limitations of the power of the NBI and the DOJ, as well as the power of the court to decide on the innocence or guilt of the parties. You've established that point. Move on.
In other words, it is only the proper courts that can determine the guilt or innocence of VP Sara in terms
Same.
of grave threats or inciting to
Counsel.
sedition. It's a direct question, Your Honor.
Counsel, all asked and answered. Kindly move on. Kindly move on, counsel. Again, the court gets it. I think the senator judges get it as well as the people who are listening.
All right. My question is this. Are you aware of any final verdict by any court that VP Sara is
Same.
guilty?
Same, Your Honor. Same.
If he is aware.
Witness will answer if he knows.
Well, insofar as the NBI Cybercrime Division is concerned, during that time, I'm not aware.
So, insofar as this case is concerned, no final verdict yet.
I don't know, Your Honor. I don't know. Insofar as the investigation of the NBI is concerned,
Alright.
no personal knowledge.
All right. Now, let me move on to a new point. Do you know what motu proprio means?
Yes, Your Honor.
Motu proprio means on your own or out of your own initiative, correct?
Yes, sir.
Sa madaling salita, voluntary.
Not really, sir.
Not really. Wala nag-utos.
Under the law, we acted based on the law, sir. Because it is our primary jurisdiction to undertake investigation should there be a threat against the security or assault against the person of the President, the Vice President, the Senate President, the Speaker of the House, and the Chief Justice.
Very well. Now, my question is this. Insofar as this case is concerned, did the NBI conduct an investigation motu proprio?
Yes, Your Honor. The fact, kanino ho, Your Honor, yung sinatanong nyo? Conduct an investigation, kanino po?
Insofar as this case is concerned, did you conduct a case motu proprio?
Your Honor, the NBI conducted an investigation motu proprio on November 23, 2024. And on that same date, Your Honor, the Department of Justice directed the NBI to conduct an investigation on the matter.
So, partly motu proprio, partly directed by the DOJ. Is that what you're saying?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. With or without the directive from the DOJ, the NBI has primary jurisdiction on that case, and therefore we can investigate on that particular case. sir.
Yeah, but a while ago, during your direct examination, you admitted that the DOJ secretary directed you, correct?
During that day, yes, sir. After na ma-instruct ako ng direktor na mag-imbestiga, then thereafter, the Department of Justice directed the NBI na mag-conduct ng investigation.
And did you follow that directive?
Well, it's the Department of Justice. Why should not I follow, sir?
Aren't you an independent body?
Well, Your Honor, under the law, Republic Act 10867, it states there that the Department of Justice can direct the NBI to conduct any investigation when the public interest so requires, sir.
Okay, so the NBI is under the DOJ, correct?
Definitely, sir.
And the DOJ is under the Office of the President, correct?
Yes, sir, under the executive branch, sir.
Meaning the Secretary of the DOJ is under the Office of the President, correct?
No question to that, sir.
No question. So BBM has control over both the NBI and the DOJ, correct?
What do you mean by control, sir?
What's your interpretation of control? You seem to be a smart man.
The Department of Justice and the Office of the President, insofar as the function of the NBI is concerned, hindi ho sila nakikialam doon. Kung ano ho yung findings ng NBI, kung ano ang recommendation, sinasubmit po namin ito sa Department of Justice. And then yung Department of Justice, i-weigh po nila, i-evaluate po nila, and then mag-undergo ng process ng case build-up. Yun ho ang patunay na yung una naming sinubmit, hindi tinanggap ng Department of Justice, meaning ang Department of Justice, pag nakita niya na hindi tama o kulang yung requirement ng NBI, hindi niya ito kararakang tatanggapin, Your Honor. That's why, insofar as the DC-15 is concerned, nag-require sila ng mga i-comply namin, and then nag-comply kami. That's the time ni-receive ng Department of Justice yung aming referral.
Oh, very well. Just to help you answer, I'll ask a more pointed question. At the time the investigation against VP Sara was being conducted, did BBM had control over the NBI or DOJ?
At the time, the investigation?
Yes.
Well, being the head of the executive branch, sir, yes, the president is the head of the whole of the executive branch, sir.
Very well. Did BBM at any point intervene in this investigation?
Of course not, sir.
Of course not. So did you just admit to this court that there was no participation on the part of BBM?
Again, the purpose of the submission of the affidavit is
No,
for
the question
preliminary
is very simple, Your
investigation,
Honor.
sir.
Witness answer.
Can we ask Your Honor
Allow the
that
witness to answer. Witness is in the process.
The
of answering.
purpose of the referral that we submitted to the Department of Justice is for the purpose of preliminary investigation, which under the new rules of the NPS, pwede ho ang law enforcement agency na mag-submit ng complaint affidavit kahit wala yung affidavit ng complainant for purposes of preliminary investigation. So the complaint from the President is not an indispensable requirement insofar as the preliminary investigation is concerned by the DOJ, sir.
So let me clarify. You received instructions to conduct an investigation against VP Sara from the DOJ, which is under the Office of the President. And the investigation, in that investigation, BBM was allegedly one of the offended parties.
Again, Your Honor, hindi ho ako nakatanggap ng
Wait,
direktiba.
there's no
from-
question yet. There's no question yet. And yet, BBM has control over both the NBA and the DOJ.
Your Honor,
Is that a fair
Your Honor,
summation?
now, I will not object now. Ask and answer. Same point, Your Honor, please. Many times over. Control of the President over the DOJ, control of the DOJ over the NBI. Ask and answer
All right.
many times over.
Sustained.
Considering the structure involving the NBI, the DOJ, and the Office of the President, don't you think that there was bias against VP Sara?
I will allow that. I will not object, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Counsel again,
our-
kindly wait for the presiding officer to recognize you. Witness may answer.
our investigation, Your Honor, is evidence-based. Nung pinag-usapan ho namin ito, nung ina-analyze ho namin ito, nung nag-follow kami ng mga phases at analysis, we believe and we agree that among ourselves na buo ang ebidensya, kompleto ang ebidensya, na-comply natin yung requirement ng prima facie case with reasonable certainty of conviction. And so sinubmit ho namin yan sa DOJ na ang paniwala po namin ay kompleto ho at na-comply namin yung requirement
All right. Either way,
ng kaso.
okay. Either way, the NBI can initiate its own investigation when necessary, correct?
The NBI can initiate its own investigation.
In fact, you mentioned RA 10867, correct?
Yes, sir.
And please allow me to read Section 5G thereof. It says, cases involving threats to security or assaults against the President, the Vice President, Senate President, Speaker of the House of Representatives, and Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. You confirm this, correct?
Yes, sir.
My next question to you is this. While you conducted a motu proprio investigation to help BBM, FL, and the former speaker, did you also conduct a motu proprio investigation to help VP Sara?
Yes, Your Honor. The fact that we sent a December 2, 2024 letter, we informed the Vice President na iniimbestigahan din namin yung alleged threat laban sa kanya. So kailangan namin makakuha ng valid information, confirmed data or any apparent violation of our revised penal code or any
Alright.
special law. You know yung ang purpose ng letter namin, Your Honor, to inform the Vice President na iniimbestigahan din namin yung alleged threat laban
Your
sa
Honor,
kanya.
it's a yes or no answer. Can we ask the...
Mr. Witness, Attorney Lotok, this is the second time you've mentioned your December 2 subpoena. So the curiosity of the presiding officer has been picked. In your subpoena of December 2, you issued a subpoena to the Vice President for evidence in a certain investigation. No mention was made of either the investigation pertaining to threats against the president or even threats against the vice president. But it's the second time you've mentioned that the intent of this one is for the threat against the vice president. What is your basis, sir? when the subpoena does not contain such a specification of the evidence you will obtain from her?
Your Honor, yung subpoena, nakafocus po yan doon sa investigation namin on the alleged grave threats at inciting to sedition during that time. Yung investigation naman, insofar as the Vice President threat to her life is concerned, meron nung kaming separate na letter nung December 2.
Hindi
2024.
subpoena, letter.
Letter po.
Do we have that on file or on record
Yes, sir.
somewhere?
Yes, Your Honor. It was
Is it the pre-marked
perfect. Marked during trial or earlier, Your Honor,
by Agent Galilong?
by this witness, Attorney Lotok. That would be P dash Roman numeral 4-5, identified by the witness earlier, Your Honor, please.
P-4-5,
Dash 4-5.
Oh, ma'am.
addressed to Attorney Lim? Attorney Lotok?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor. Your Honor, I have questions relating to that, Your Honor.
Just to clarify from the witness, are you referring, Attorney Lotok, to the letter addressed to Attorney Lim, signed by Assistant Director Ricarte?
Yes, Your Honor. Assistant Director.
This is the one that's referring to the alleged attempt of NBI to investigate the threats against the Vice President.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Okay. Counsel, you may proceed.
All right. In fact, since we're on the topic, let me direct your attention to that NBI letter issued by Glenn Ricarte dated December 2, 2024. Again, for the perusal of the Senator Judges, this is pages 155 to 158 of the AOI's Annex G9. Do you confirm this? That this was sent out to the Vice President?
This is, we have this document, Your Honor, signed by AD Glenn Ricarte, dated 02 December 2024.
All right. And
Sir.
do you confirm that the date is December 2, 2024?
Based on this document, sir, yes.
All right. Let me read, and read with me, please, the last two paragraphs. And I'll try to be very clear. It says here, we are hoping that we have assisted you properly. Can we flash that, please? Baba pa. Yan, sa baba. Yeah, we are hoping that we have assisted you properly. We would be grateful if the Vice President will visit the NBI and participate on the ongoing investigation. As the schedule of her appearance, she is anticipated to appear on, can you read the date, please?
11 November 2024 at 10 a.m. at the Office of the Director, National Bureau of Investigation.
So you provided the date, you provided the time and the place where VP Sara is supposed to appear, correct?
Your Honor, this
So
is...
the answer is very
Since
simple. Just ask
ang
it.
nakasign po rito, yung Assistant Director, and wala akong personal knowledge, I think this is typo kasi nga, nag-reply ang lawyer ng Vice Presidente.
Attorney Lotok, either you have personal knowledge or not, but neither can you say typo. If you don't have personal knowledge, you cannot say typo.
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry, Your Honor.
So which is it?
It's... I believe
So you don't have personal
I don't have
knowledge?
personal knowledge, Your Honor. Hindi po ako ang
Okay.
sumulat sa letter na to.
Okay.
Again, Your Honor, this is an attachment of the affiant's or the witness's own affidavit of investigation. I understand, Your Honor, and he has been very repetitive on this, that there are documents there that he did not sign. But when you attach something to your own affidavit, Your Honor, you're supposed to at least review them. And clearly, he did not review, and he's even the head. He mentioned that he's the supervisor.
Objection.
Now, my
Your
next
Honor.
question is
Objection. Laying a value to the testimony of the witness. That's improper. You ask him questions. Don't add value. Don't
Kindly
add
ask
value.
a question, counsel.
You stated a while ago that the reason why you did not pursue VP Sara's investigation in order to help her was because of her non-appearance, correct?
We issued 2 subpoenas. The first one, and then
No, I'm not asking
we give her a
you.
chance again to give us information, and then she did not appear for the second time,
But-
sir.
But you said it wasn't, the second one was not a subpoena, it was a letter, correct?
Well, the letter is the basis that we conducted motu proprio investigation on the alleged threat against the Vice President. The purpose of the two subpoena is also base sa usapan namin ng then Director Jaime B. Santiago. Pag nag-appear ang Vice Presidente, tatanungin din po ng Director namin, Ma'am, pwede mo bang i-share sa amin ano yung threat sa life mo? Baka meron kang information na pwede namin pagsimulan.
Yeah, but the
Counsel, allow the presiding officer. Sir, you referred to the letter and the subpoena. As I pointed out earlier, the subpoena does not make mention that you're asking for evidence about the threats against the Vice President. You just said in your subpoena for information regarding what is under investigation by your office. Now, in this letter that you referred to, signed by Assistant Director Ricarte,
Yes, sir.
nowhere can I find too that you're asking the Vice President information about the threat against her. You quoted several instances about the Vice President's statement against the President, but I cannot see a reference to the threat against the Vice President. Now you're telling me again that you intended to ask her when she comes. But
If I may answer po, Your
of course,
Honor.
sir, please.
Thank you. Yes, Your Honor. Kung pwede ko pong basahin.
Please, sir. Kindly guide us po.
Quote, this Bureau wishes her well and we would acknowledge if she can find a convenient time to visit the NBI since according to her, she received threats on her life as well. As part of its mandate, the NBI would like to inform her that we are also investigating on the said threats. Her appearance to the NBI will aid us in the expeditious investigation on the said threats, Your Honor.
And then this is the basis for the issuance of your two subpoenas against her.
Hindi po. Ang dalawang subpoena, Your Honor, is para dun ho sa grave threats and inciting to sedition.
Para doon na po.
Opo, yun po yung purpose ng dalawang subpoena.
Letter lang yung sa kanya tungkol sa threat sa kanya.
Yes po, Your Honor. Letter lang
Bagaman sa
kanya.
sulat na to, binanggit nyo rin yung threat niya laban sa Pangulo. O ibang sulat po yun?
Your Honor, in-explain ho namin dito kasi doon ho sa may letter ho na sinubmit ang lawyer ni VP, nagtatanong ho siya kung pwedeng makakuha ng copy ng complaint. And then kung ano yung mga itinatanong at itatanong ng NBI sa kanya, in-explain ho dito sa letter na to kung ano yung nature ng complaint.
Yung mga allegation laban sa kanya.
Opo, Your Honor.
Thank you, Attorney Latok. Counsel, you may proceed.
But the long and short of it, in that December 2024 letter, you provided a November schedule, correct?
Again, I cannot answer to that. Ang signatory ho ang makakasagot, sir.
So in other words, she could not have attended that November 11, 2024 because as of the date of the letter, it was already December 2, 2024, correct?
Well, Your Honor, yung second letter na sinubmit ng lawyer niya, ang sabi nila doon, the Vice President is confident that the NBI will conduct an investigation on the alleged threat against her life.
Yeah, but despite this error, do you still maintain that the investigation that you conducted was thorough? You used that word a while ago.
Investigation on the alleged threat against the Vice
Correct.
President? We are looking, Your Honor, for a validated information, confirmed information para ho meron kaming pagsimulan. But in so far as my office is concerned, since hindi na ho ako may hawak dyan, baka ho merong ibang tinask ang aming director para dyan, sir.
So as early as December 2, 2024, the NBI has been investigating regarding the threats against VP Sara. Correct?
When we issued the first subpoena and then when we issued the letter dated 02 December 2024, ang intention ho namin noon, i-inform namin siya na nag-iimbestiga din kami, ma'am. Kaya lang, kailangan ho namin ng valid at validated information para ho mapagsimulan namin.
Mali lang yung schedule na nabigay doon sa Vice
Again,
President.
wala akong personal knowledge dun sa scheduling. sir.
Oh no, after more than 1.5 years of investigation, has the NBI come up with a recommendation?
Ask and answered, Your Honor. Ask and
No.
answered. Kanina pa.
No. Recommendation on the
witness
threats
may
against
answer.
VP Sara.
Withdrawn,
Witness may
withdrawn.
answer.
Oh, withdrawn.
This is the investigation pertaining to the threats against the Vice President's life.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Again, since wala ho kaming validated information, wala ho kaming nakitang confirmed doon sa allegation, threats against her life, wala ho kaming mapagsimulan, sir. Wala
So
ho
no,
kaming
that's okay.
mapagsimulan.
Meron din bang affidavit of investigation para kay VP Sara, gaya ng ginawa ng NBI para kay BBM, FL at former speaker?
Since wala ho pa kaming validated information, wala ho kaming mapagsimulan.
So in other words, meron para kay BBM,
Objection.
FL, at there's no question yet, Your Honor.
Yes.
At former speaker, pero wala kay VP Sara.
Argumentative, Your Honor. Argumentative.
That's a factual question,
Ask
Your
and
Honor.
answered.
Ask and answered.
Move
Okay.
on, counsel.
If no affidavit of investigation, is there any written report on that investigation?
Anong investigation po, Your Honor?
Yung against VP Sara. May written report man lang ba?
Well, ang makakaalam ho niyan, yung aming intelligence service, sila ho ang may pull up information from different offices.
But as far as you know, wala pang written report on this?
Well, during that time, insofar as the cybercrime investigation is concerned, wala akong nakita na gano'n, sir.
Wala pa.
Nung time na yon,
alright.
sir.
In other words, since wala pang written report, wala pa ring opportunity si VP Sara to supplement any report that you have prepared.
Again, wala akong idea kung mayroon ng written report ang aming intelligence service. Ang alam ko, kung ano lang yung nangyari during nung investigation namin, cybercrime division investigation.
All right, I'll move on to a new point. Now, as an investigating body, the NBI is called to be impartial, correct?
Yes, sir.
Meaning you have to evaluate both sides, not just one side, correct?
What do you mean both sides?
The
sir?
offending party side and the offended party side.
Yes, sir.
All right. In other words, you evaluate the side of the complainant and you also evaluate the side of the respondent, correct?
Evaluate the side of the complainant. Yes, sir.
So did the NBI do that in its investigation insofar as the case against VP Sara?
Precisely, Your Honor, the reason why we issued a letter dated December 2, 2024
All right.
is to elicit information from the Vice President herself kung meron po bang validated
Yeah.
information
Okay.
or to ask her kung sakaling nag-appear siya, ma'am, baka meron kang pwedeng pagsimulan namin. But again, kahit representative, wala akong may dumating sa amin na magbibigay sa amin ng informasyon para pagsimulan ng investigasyon.
Yeah, but
sir.
didn't the counsel appear? So she participated through counsel, correct?
The counsel, Your Honor, only stated na yung threat is, again, yung 6 months ago na nung conduct ho kami ng open source investigation, wala ho kaming nakitang validated talaga, sir. So wala kami mapagsimulan. Saan kami magsisimula actually?
Okay. So, to enlighten this honorable court of what really happened during your investigation, you issued subpoenas, correct?
We issued subpoenas, sir, yes.
And several people participated, correct?
Media personalities.
Yes, I will go to that. I'll just answer the question first, yes or no. At least 4 people, correct?
We issued subpoena, yes, sir.
Reyes of Philippine Daily Inquirer attended with counsel. You confirm this?
I think so, sir.
Mendoza of Manila Times also attended with counsel.
It was reported to
Reported to
I
you.
think Magsambol and Reyes.
Yeah,
yun
alright.
yung report sa akin ni Agent Kalilong, sir.
How about Rubrico of SMNI?
Yeah, yung 6 ho na yan, as far as I know, na issue namin ng subpoena, I think yung iba dyan, hindi ho nag-appear kasi yung isa nasa China, meron siyang parang
Yeah, I'm not asking about
understanding.
those. I'm just asking about
The
the
witness is
people
in the
that
process of answering
participated.
the
Counsel,
question.
witness is in the process of answering. Let him finish. Are you done, Attorney Lotok?
yes, Your Honor.
All right,
Proceed, counsel.
and these people were interviewed by NBI agents, correct?
By NBI agents, sir.
Okay, the NBI agents included Kalilong, correct?
Yes, sir.
For Magsambol and Reyes, Geran for Mendoza.
Yes, sir. I think.
All right. But Asuncion for Rubrico, correct?
Yes, Assumption also.
All right. And the Q&A was recorded, correct?
Yeah, I think may transcript yata. Na
All right. Very
ginawa
well.
sila, sir.
After the interviews, the NBI agents executed affidavits, correct?
Yes, sir. They
Attesting
have-
to the interviews conducted.
Yes, sir.
Let's go through the minutes of the meeting attached to the affidavit of investigation. There were 4 sets of minutes of the meeting, correct? 1 for Reyes, 1 for Mendoza, 1 for Magsambol, and 1 for Rubrico. Do you confirm
may,
this?
May I check first the document, sir?
Your Honor, may we ask Your Honor that my co-counsel confronts the witness, not the prosecution's counsel. This is our turn, Your Honor. And we want to use the official copy, which is the the impeachment court's copy, Your Honor. So we don't know what copy the prosecution's lawyer is confronting the witness with.
Counsel will please comply.
Ano yun?
All right. So minutes of the meeting. So there were 4 sets, 1 for Reyes, 1 for Mendoza, 1 for Magsambol, and 1 for Rubrico. Now, based on the minutes of the meeting,
May I check first, sir?
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, them sir, yes. Leave them sir, yes. This is Mendoza. Yes. This is Magsambol. Magsambol. I'll wait for him. Rubrico. Yeah, I think up to Rubrico, sir.
All right. So you confirmed that there was a Q&A.
There is Q&A. sir.
Okay. And then, konti lang yung mga tanong nyo. Actually, not more than 20 questions per interviewee, correct?
20 questions. Sir.
All right. And how long did the interviews last? If you know.
I think ang report sa akin nag-appear sila, nag-participate sila sa interview, but dun sa timeline, no personal knowledge, sir. Ang
All right.
makakasagot nito yung mismo yung nag-interview, sir.
Okay, but in that interview, they were asked about their personal knowledge on the November 23, 2024 press con, correct?
Saan ba yun? Yeah, the question was where were you on 23 November
Just
2024?
a yes or no will
at
do.
about 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. sir.
Yes, your answer is yes.
Yeah, there is that
Okay.
question. sir.
Now, during this interview, according to the minutes also that you're now perusing, a video of the press con was shown, correct?
Mm, yes, it says here, is that Zoom meeting the one in the video?
Okay.
At this juncture, the agent showed the video.
Attorney
dated
Lotok,
23.
kindly just answer yes to abbreviate the proceedings
Yes,
or no.
yes, sir.
If
Okay,
you
my
don't-
question is this. Did the NBI show the entire video to the interviewee or just portions thereof?
Ang makakasagot ho niyan, Your Honor, yung nagkanda
If you know.
po ng interview.
If
dito.
you know.
I'm not sure, sir.
Didn't you provide instructions to the NBI agents regarding the showing of the video?
Well, the instruction is whether or not nandun ba sila nung nangyari yung press conference nung November 23.
Yeah, but will you agree with me that for the investigation to be impartial, the NBI should have shown the entire video and not just certain portions thereof?
That I cannot answer kung pinakita nila yung buong video. Ang instruction ko, Your Honor, part ng investigation is to ask them kung nag-participate sila, kung may personal knowledge sila during the online press conference of the November 23, 2024.
All right, but let me direct your attention to page 189 also of Annex G9. This pertains to the minutes of the meeting of Kalilong. If we can flash that on the screen and if my co-counsel can confront the witness. It says here, and I want to read, in the top portion it states 1024H and 1057H, December 4, 2024. 2020 here. Meaning, the interview took place on December 4 from 10:24 to 10:57 a.m. Is that correct? Military time.
Well, it appears in that document, sir.
All right. So in other words, 23 minutes lang yung interview.
Based on that document, sir.
O hindi nyo talaga mapapakita yung whole video, correct?
Based on that document, kung ganyan lang yung timeline niya, yes, Your Honor, hindi.
Kasi 2 hours mahigit yung video ni VP Sara, correct?
Yes,
Ask
sir.
and answer, Your Honor. Ask and answer.
I'm just
Many times
emphasizing
over.
the time, Your
Kaya
Honor.
nga, objection
Move on,
eh.
Counsel.
That's why-
Senator Judge Soto is recognized. What is your pleasure, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer, Mr. President. To satisfy the curiosity of our group here, we were asking each other, why did you invite these 4 media personalities?
Yes, Your Honor, because they were there based on our investigation.
They were there in the
They-
press con,
Yes, sir, they
the
participated.
whole press con.
The whole press con, sir.
So why do you have to show the entire press con again?
Precisely, Your Honor, that's the point. We just want to establish whether sinabi ba to ng Vice Presidente at sinabi nila na yes, yan yung sinabi ng Vice Presidente. Yung point ho yun na may kinontrata siya, may kinausap siyang tao.
Kaya yun lang ang pinakita nyo, hindi nyo pinakita yung buo because they were there
Yes.
the entire
yes, sir.
time. Are you sure they were there the entire time?
They were there, sir.
Okay, thank you.
But you cannot have personal knowledge. They may have exited the Zoom meeting, correct?
Yeah.
You cannot say for
yung,
certain.
Yung nakita ko dun sa video, ang pinakahuling nag-exit, I think 3 yata yun, sir. Yeah. Pero most of the time, nandun ho yung mga media personalities, nagtanong po sila, nag-inquire po sila, at nag-participate po sila doon.
All right. At any rate, each participant was asked, and I quote, in paragraph 11 of the affidavit or the minutes, it says here, do you hear the statement of VP? Yes, wag ka mag-alala ma'am sa security ko kasi bikinausap na ako, which ends in, and then he said yes, correct?
Yeah, base rito, yes. Sir.
Okay. So sa madaling salita, insofar as the interviews conducted by the NBI, wala nang tanong tungkol sa ibang statement ni VP Sara noong press con, tama?
Yeah, base dito sa document.
Alright, yan lang ang
ito yung
tinanong nyo,
tanong, sir.
tama? Yan lang ang statement na yan ang tinanong nyo.
Base sa document, sir.
Didn't you have enough time to ask about other statements made by VP Sara in order to establish context?
Your Honor,
No, yes or no? If you can, please.
Let the witness answer. Your Honor.
The presiding officer already directed a more responsive answer.
Your Honor, nung November 26 video,
No.
nakita ho namin na may admission na ginawa, ni-reiterate ng Vice
No,
Presidente.
that's not my question. My question
Let the
is,
witness
did you
answer,
have
Your
enough
Honor.
time to ask
That is his
about...
answer.
No. Attorney Lotok, the question was, did you show any other video or parts of the video other than this one?
Based on the document, sir, ito lang ho yung mga tinanong kung
Yan lang
ano
ang
yung
tinanong
nandun
na
sa
part ng video.
document.
Walang ibang part ng video. Based on the document.
Based on the document, ito lang po, Your Honor.
Okay.
All right. In other words, the agents focus only on this one statement by VP Sara, correct?
Based on the interview,
And
sir.
the Q&A used a targeted question, correct?
Based on the document, sir, based on the interview, we asked them kung nandoon sila o nag-participate sila o kung narinig ba nila yung utterances na yun.
All right. The whole video was around 2 hours and 26 minutes. Now, if my math is correct, that is 60 minutes per hour. So 120 minutes plus 26 minutes. So a total of 146 minutes total, more or less. And are you telling this court that the portion shown was just about 1 minute?
Ask and answer, Your Honor, please.
Asked
new
and
question,
answered,
The same
counsel.
topic many times over.
Counsel, I understand that you're trying to emphasize a point, but to manage the court's time, kindly move on to your next question.
So you think that by showing only a portion of the video, that portion was taken out of context?
Your Honor,
If you know.
we authenticated the whole video and we saw what happened on that online press conference, sir.
All right. By the way, did the interviewee sign the minutes of the meeting?
Insofar as the late side in Reyes,
No. If you know, I'll go through it one by one. But
I think may huli yata na walang pirma yung isa namin.
can we
investigator.
direct your? But you know, as a lawyer, that if a document is unsigned, that document will be treated as a mere scrap of paper. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So that is the standard operating procedure, correct? That you sign the document, correct?
I
Yes
don't
or
know
no?
kung
Yes
yung
or no?
tama yung ibinigay na docs. Ang signatory ho dyan, si Attorney Asuncion.
Yeah. In fact,
Supposed to be.
let us show that document for the benefit of this court. Can
Yan
we-
ho yung
Yeah, let me
kaapat na
direct your
docs.
attention to pages 203 to 207 of Annex G9. This pertains to the minutes of the meeting involving rubrico of SMNI. Can we display first the first page? So the interviewer was Ria Vanessa Asuncion.
Yes, sir.
Hindi pa siya, ayan o. So hindi pa siya sure kung good morning or good afternoon.
And
Alright.
what's the relevance, Your Honor?
And she conducted the
Objection.
interview, correct?
It first saw that document, sir. Yes.
All right, but let's go on to the signature page now. So, in other words, Jason, there appears to be a signature above the name Jason Rubrico. All right. Can you state for the record whether Attorney Ria Vanessa Diaz Asuncion signed this document?
In that document, no signature by Attorney Ria Vanessa.
So, wasn't this a failure to observe SOP on your part?
I think we have to ask Attorney Vanessa baka meron siyang ibang document. na
But
hawak,
again,
sir.
you're the supervisor of these minutes of the meeting, and you were the one who attached these documents to your affidavit of investigation. Anyway, I'll move
Again,
on to a
ang
new point.
nag-prepare ho ng mga docs na yan, I instructed them, the executive officers and the agent on case, to prepare those documents for Department of Justice.
My only
Submission.
point is this, Mr. Lotok. We are talking here about filing a case against the Vice President of the Philippines, who is the second highest official of the land, and you used an unsigned document as part of your exhibits. Is that what you're trying to tell the court?
You can ask Attorney Ria Vanessa Diaz Asuncion again, sir, kung meron siyang, kung ano nangyari dyan. So far as I am concerned, kompleto ho yung tatlo, 1, 2, 3. Ito ho yung pang-apat.
All right.
Siguro kailangan kong tanungin si XO kung ano nangyari.
All right, so let's go through the affidavits that were executed after the interviews. Okay, pahabol na ito lahat, tama? Kasi this was pursuant to the Feb 5 certification eh. So hinabol nyo to lahat, tama?
Hindi ho hinabol. Kinumply ho namin ang requirement ng DOJ.
You want to use the term nag-kinomply. Okay, sige. The interviews were in November to December 2024, but the affidavits were in February 10, 2025, correct?
Again, Your Honor, ano?
Yung mga interview mismo, November to December 2024, kinandak. Pero yung mga affidavits attesting to those interviews, February of 2025 na in-execute, tama?
Based sa document, sir.
At any rate, this was made pursuant to the Feb 5 DOJ certification, correct?
Can I see the document, sir?
Okay.
First. Affidavit, yeah. 20. But,
Okay. So in short, hinanapan kayo ng DOJ ng affidavits. That's why you attach additional ones to the revised affidavit of investigation. Is that what happened?
again, the affidavit was not revised. May mga attachment lang ho na ni-require yung
Yeah, but-
Department of Justice, so kinumply ho namin. Tsaka sinabit ho namin.
Oh, even your own director referred to it as revised, di ba? So
Objection,
let's not make an
argumentative.
issue about that.
Exactly.
I'm just asking if these were attached to the second judicial affidavit of investigation. So, in other words, the agent who executed these affidavits were John Mark Calilong, Geran, and Asuncion, correct?
Yes, sir.
And each agent executed their own affidavit, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, all were based on their personal knowledge, correct?
Again, sir, based on their personal knowledge.
Okay. So, nothing was supplied to any agent, correct?
I don't understand the question, sir.
So, nothing was supplied. Ibig sabihin, hindi binigay sa kahit anong agent yung isusulat niya doon sa affidavit. Independent nila ginawa lahat yan.
Yung affidavit ng mga
Correct.
agent.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Base
Alright.
doon sa
So,
kanilang
in other words, what you're telling this court is that these are bona fide affidavits and not template affidavits, correct?
bona fide and not what, sir?
Template. Yung hindi pinirmahan lang basta.
Well, I think you can ask, sir, the one who signed the
Yeah, so ganun na.
affidavit, sir.
But again, this is part of your these are attachments to your affidavit of investigation. So you should have checked these at least, correct?
Your Honor, sa practice ho namin, may mga templated na talaga kung common na yung question. Ginagawa ho talaga yon.
Okay.
Now, para ma-clarify ho kayo, pwede nyo hong tanungin
Thank you.
yung
Thank you. So in other words, use template affidavits. Let me direct your attention to the affidavit of John Mark Calilong, pages 170 to 171, of the Articles of Impeachments G9. Allow me to read a portion of its paragraph. 5, it says there, no joke. Can we flash that on the screen? It says there, no joke, nagbili na ako. Yeah. Sige, can we focus on that part? Yan. So, here. Yan. So, no joke, nagbili na ako mama here on the bottom portion. Nagbiling na ako mama pag namatay ako. Alright? Do you confirm that there is a typographical error in the spelling of ma'am, which was incorrectly spelled as mama?
Your Honor, if with all due respect, Your Honor, please, what's the relevance of a typographical error from being
We will
mom
demonstrate
to
that, Your
mama?
Honor. I'm just laying the basis.
What's the relevance?
On a
Typographical
short
error.
leash, counsel, show the connection and relevance.
Can we confirm first, Your Honor, if he confirms that there's a typographical error on Calilong's affidavit?
I think since the signatories here are Agent Calilong and Attorney Vanang Luben, sila ho makakasagot.
All right. So he cannot confirm. So let me direct your attention to the affidavit of Geran, Agent Angeli Jean Geran, pages 178 to 179 of AOI's Annex G9. Again, let me read from paragraph 5 as well. It says here, can we zoom that portion? No joke, nagbiling na ako mama pag namatay ako. So do you confirm that there's also a typographical error in the spelling of the word ma'am, which was also incorrectly spelled as mama?
You can ask the one who signed this affidavit, sir.
So you cannot confirm also?
You ask, you
All
can
right.
ask, Your Honor, the one who signed
One
the
last,
document.
pages 199 to 200 of Annex G9 as well. This is now the affidavit of Priya Asuncion. Can I go to paragraph 5 also? Oh, no joke, nagbili na ako mama. Can you also confirm that there's a typographical error in the spelling of
Yeah,
ma'am, which was also incorrectly spelled as mama?
again, you can ask the one who signed the
All right. So
affidavit,
in
sir.
other words, all three affidavits contain the exact typographical error of the word mama. same paragraph number. And do you still maintain that these affidavits were independently executed?
Mr. Presiding Officer.
Before I recognize Senator Judge Zubiri, Counsel, I think inamin naman na ni Attorney Lotok na may mga templates sila. Kumbaga, may mga dekahon silang affidavits. Tama ba, Attorney Lotok?
Opo, Your Honor. Yes,
So,
Your Honor.
posibleng isa to sa mga dekahon yung affidavit? Is
Yeah.
that possible?
Yes, Your Honor. Kasi same lang ho yung utterances eh. Siguro yung pag-copy-paste dyan, kung ano yung unang na-copy-paste doon sa yung utterance, yun na ho yung...
Kaya kasi parehong number 5, parehong mama, di ba? Meaning may point naman si attorney, may point naman yung counsel for respondent. So it's possible that isa to sa mga dekahon yung affidavit.
Yes, Your
Pala.
Honor.
Attorney, Senator Judge Zubiri, what is your pleasure, sir?
Kung sa Bisaya pa, Your Honor, murag abogado. But yes, no, we appreciate the fastidiousness of the good counsel for the defendant on looking at all these particular issues. But due to the lateness of the hour, Your Honor, and I've been being egged by my colleagues here, we've been here for 6 hours to 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. May we request maybe counsel for the defense or the body that we just adjourn tonight and continue tomorrow, because all these details, after a while, I'm sure these gentlemen and ladies, both for the counsel and for the prosecution, has not even eaten dinner, and many of them are probably tired from sitting, as I am tired from sitting for 6 hours. May we take that break, Your Honor, and just continue tomorrow at 2 p.m. For the continuance of the impeachment court, Your Honor. Thank you.
May I know how much longer is the cross of counsel for the respondent?
Before I answer that question, Your Honor, we just manifest that this is the first time that the Vice President through counsel is confronting the witnesses against her. Of course, she did not participate during the House Committee on Justice for the reasons that were already stated in our petition for certiorari.
Understood.
So, to answer that question, about halfway, Your Honor.
We're not cutting short your time to cross-examine counsel. We're just simply inquiring to find out if you can either simply wait for it to finish or continue tomorrow.
We're okay with either, Your Honor, but to also indulge Senator Judge Zubiri, we can have a continuance, Your Honor.
Okay, there being no objection on the part of the counsel for respondent, given that we're cutting for tonight his cross-examination.
One
Yes,
last administrative
Attorney
point, Your
Blanc.
Honor. Considering the change in schedule because of the continuance, may we inquire of the prosecution if they still intend to
We will
present...
get to that, counsel.
All right.
We will decide on
We will
that before
submit,
we
Your Honor.
adjourn. So for the meantime, court would like to excuse Attorney Lotok with the reminder that the subpoena for him to attend tomorrow's hearing still stands, and he will continue to testify under the same oath.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You are excused, Attorney Lotok. Thank you for your time and cooperation, and see you again tomorrow, sir. For some administrative matters, we are in receipt of the memorandum from the counsel for the respondents with respect to the issuance of subpoena for bank records and AMLC records as well as BAR records. Do we have a similar submission from the counsel for the prosecutors? Kindly furnish, clerk report is instructed to furnish all senator judges with a copy of the same, with a reminder that we will be hearing the oral arguments of the parties on these two matters on Wednesday after the presentation of the testimony of the witnesses of the counsel for the prosecution. What is the pleasure of the honorable defensor?
We have no other matters to discuss, Your Honor. We will await the final ruling of the court.
Chair would like to recognize that Senate President Gatchalian.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Pursuant to our discussion earlier on the subpoena for NBI Director Melvin Matibag, and pursuant to the discussion with Senator Judge Alan Cayetano and myself, and to give ample time to the center judges to study, to look at the pieces of evidence, as well as to propound their questions, may I propose to let him come to the Senate on Monday. I was looking at the letter from the NBI, and indeed the activity in Bangkok is quite important. It is the regional summit on scam center compounds and transnational organized crime, which will be held on Tuesday. We were also looking at the flights to Bangkok, and there are flights at night, Mr. Presiding Officer. So what we can do is to allow him to come here on Monday and then propound our questions. And if ever we don't finish it, we can request him to come back again after his activity in Bangkok.
With the understanding, of course, Senate President Gatchalian, that the testimony of the witness given in direct examination would be meaningless unless he is thoroughly cross-examined by the other party. So should we not finish his testimony on Monday, it shall be continued on the next trial date until the cross-examination, redirect, and if at all, recross shall have been finished by the parties. Subject to that understanding. Is there any objection to the motion of the Senate President to issue the subpoena for the attendance of Director Matibag on Monday, July 20, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? There being none, same is approved. Now, to clarify, the Honorable Defensor, may I ask, who is your witness for tomorrow? I understand we still have two witnesses online, namely Attorney Lopez and Captain Bello. Is that correct, sir?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And you will be presenting Attorney Lopez first?
Based on our earlier manifestation, we're supposed to present her next after Lotok, Your Honor.
After the culmination of the cross, if at all, redirect and recross of Attorney Lotok.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Any other points that any other senator judge would like to raise? Any other points the parties would like to raise? Counsel for Respondent, given that the Honorable Defensor already said he has nothing further.
We are okay with that presentation, Your Honor.
There being no other matters to take up, and given the lateness of the hour and as manifested and moved by Senator Judge Zubiri, there being no objection, the trial is hereby adjourned until 2 p.m. of Tuesday, July 14, 2026.